longer. This is the profession I chose to help others. These are the final words of Rifat Ridwan, 23 years old, a paramedic for the Palestine Red Crescent Society. As medics and as emergency service workers, together we uphold a common pledge to alleviate suffering, to preserve life, and to safeguard others from harm, and even bringing dignity in death. The privilege of personal safety equipment, gloves, radios, even our uniform is a form of protection. Of medications to alleviate suffering, of equipment like defibs to preserve life. All of this is being denied and blockaded. They're being starved, medical supplies are being withheld. We face abuse and violence. It's on the rise. And our professional bodies, the media, the government and the law are actively trying to protect us. But where is that professional protection for our colleagues? We're here today to commemorate specifically the 15 PRCS medics, the civil defence firefighters who lost their lives being massacred, alongside 1,400 already fallen health workers, 400 detained health workers, 6 detained and tortured to death health workers, 36 major hospitals bombed, 196 ambulances targeted and destroyed, and that's not the ones that are being diverted, blockaded, held at checkpoints and preventing us from fulfilling our moral, ethical and professional duties. We stand here today in solidarity with our colleagues whose faces are on the placards we hold, whose uniforms we bear today, who were ambushed by the Israeli forces, executed by the Israeli forces, buried in the sand with their emergency vehicles by Israeli forces. Ezzedine, 51 years old, a team leader. Mustafa, 50, half a life service. Saleh, 42, returned to duty after service. Ashraf, 32, newly married at the start of the genocide, a new father. Waid, 25, the photographer who documented the starvation, the suffering, the genocide. Mohammed Al-Hila, engaged, yet to be married, 23, and Rifat Ridwan, the paramedic whose final testimony dismantled the Israeli forces' allegations. We recognize Anwar, firefighter, Fuad, firefighter, Yusuf, firefighter, Zuhair, firefighter, Samir, firefighter, Ibrahim, firefighter, and above all, these are sons, these are husbands, these are brothers, these are fathers, these are the best of us. They even executed Mohammed Bardawil, witness to the execution, who gave testimony, aged 12. We cannot let their sacrifices be buried in the sand. We cannot let their sacrifices be buried in our profession's silence. And for anyone who feels hopeless, what can we do? You are doing it. You chose to alleviate suffering because you chose to boycott, to distance your favorite beverage, food option or clothing brand. You chose to safeguard others because you chose to go on encampments, to petition to divest from pensions and to sanction investments that capitalise on starvation, arms sales and wholesale slaughter. You chose to listen, to read, to educate educate and to have uncomfortable conversations. For many of us, if it wasn't for this 588 days of genocide, of this Nakba, perhaps we would not have known of the Nakba that we are commemorating today. And ultimately, you choose to wake up and go to sleep bearing witness to ever-increasing deliberate barbarity and savagery that shows the darkest side of us. You chose to like, comment, repost and march, showing up in growing numbers to preserve life and to grant dignity to the dead and the dying. Those of us who aren't with us cannot say they didn't know, only that they chose not to.